Spacestation looked phenomenal yesterday. I don't think that it will be as easy for Spacestation to score as it was for them yesterday against FaZe, where FaZe really didn't put up any kind of fight defensively. I do think Soniqs will be more organized than that, but will they have the creativity to get the ball past Spacestation?
If you were listening to Gibbs, then he has already put out the idea that, well, Spacestation have already won it since they've made it to the field. Not had to forfeit this time round, but the Soniqs, they've been very good for a couple of upset results over the past year or so. Try and add yet another one to it. Here comes Shock. One that Turtle wants to see the most out of. Can he provide? What a block from Rattles, but that will stop the rest of the team. Oh, God, almost from Rattles. Instead, Roldiz will spare Rattles the blushes and put it in himself.
Actually, I think Rattles he's the one who's done quite well here. It's typical. It's the other Octane. He's just centered it. I don't know what on earth he was thinking, sending the ball back towards the goal. The only thing that I can think of is that he was trying to hit it a bit higher, a bit harder to actually put it in the corner. You know, you can't ask for too much more than Rattles in that position. Here comes Arsenal. He's just sent the rebound wide. The Spacestation already given a bit of a freebie to Soniqs, but well played from Soniqs to take it. Now Sypical does better on that defensive play. Shrugging off a bump, gets the ball clear.
Sypical looks to go in, almost put it underneath T-Corral. As Rattles off, that's just clean as you like. Placement over power, and not a chance for the defense.
Yeah, Rattles still having an unbelievable weekend. He saw the pre-jump from Shock. Shock really did reveal his hand quite early there, jumping up before Rattles has even sent the shot on target. So very early pre-jump from Shock, gave Rattles the time to react to it and send the ball over him. Love that bump as well from Rattles after the cheap kickoff goes behind him. He's in the zone and, you know, showing that it's not just a one-day, you know, peak of form for this guy. He's already making impact plays on both sides of the field.
Just traps the ball over in the corner. Now just trying to squeeze his way out of defense. The demo does call Shock into action. And a couple of bumps as well. Roldiz has to get out. Very physical game of Rocket League so far, especially from Spacestation. Exactly what we did expect from them. Here's now an attempt for some flashiness. And Shock gets rid of it, but for how much longer? Fakes out one. Roldiz is taken out as well. Where is the finish?
Wow, Rattles is just completely inside the Soniqs heads here, just walking the ball into the middle in slow motion. And like you said, no follow-up. I don't think even Typical or Arsenal expected that one. Here's Arsenal.
You know what?
now.
I think if I'm on Spacestation, I don't score that anyway. I'm not putting up with Rattles after he's had that one go in.
Yeah, it is funny. You know, I had a chance to chat to Gyro recently. He was talking about his time as a teammate of Rattles, and he's thinking, oh man, Rattles is just, he really does get under everybody's skin. And, you know, it's great to win, but man, you know, worst thing about teaming with Rattles is that when you win, he wins, and then he can brag about it. So he's got all the bragging rights at the moment. He's playing brilliantly. Sypical and Arsenal gonna have a bit more faith in him, I think.
Well, here comes Sypical. He's gonna have faith in Rattles because he's the follow-up. Arsenal holding the midfield, well underneath the challenging player from the Soniqs. And despite a good start from the Soniqs, they've been stuck defensively for quite a while now. Haven't found a way out. Everything that they have managed has been very fleeting. Here comes Shock, midfield, just pops the ball onwards. Get too much else for it. It's not free clear. T-Corral called in, but it's a rough angle for him to work with. Roldiz just takes a little bit too much time. Rattles lands on it and almost went underneath T-Corral.
Yeah, he's having one of those days. Everything's going right for him. The ceiling challenge was perfectly executed, but to land on the ball again, you know, almost sent it through for another chance on net. Everything Rattles touches right now turns into a great chance for Spacestation Gaming. But all that being said, Soniqs are still in a tie game situation here, thanks to Sypical's early blunder. And it's calmed down a bit. You know, at least now they're not getting fooled by every single touch Rattles makes, or every mind game Rattles makes. Just I say that. Finds another way through. Here comes Sypical. Can he read it? Yes, he can. And Spacestation lead.
Might be the biggest leap ever for a shot that was next to the floor. Sypical up and realizes, oh, it's just down here. All right, cool. We'll put that one in. Very difficult bounce to read for the defense. But for what we have seen Spacestation doing, that's probably not how they expected to finally break that defense down. And 22 left on the clock. And once again, Soniqs out on the hunt. They need to get themselves a goal. But first things first, they got to get rid of this.
Yeah, that really early jump from Sypical, it definitely caused some panic. Shock was lunging forward at that ball because he doesn't expect Sypical to hit it so late after pre-jumping like that. So, you know, jumping early, it does cause defenses and it does cause players to, you know, sometimes make mistakes when they see you coming in. The Shock there did actually have the chance to beat Typical to the ball, but in the panic, in the rush to get there, he did end up missing it from an awkward angle. And here comes Typical again, almost able to force that one into the middle. Arsenal's going to try and follow up on it, but Shock guides it safely over the crossbar. Spacestation very much in control here, but the scoreline is close and remains a competitive game. The reading in the midfield, all these passes being intercepted, really making it difficult for the Soniqs to get past the halfway line.
It's going to be more difficult. Demo on the goalkeeper, bouncing shot. Arsenal needed a little bit more directness on that. But now a chance to escape here for the Soniqs. Rettles hits the ceiling, would like a second touch, he's got it. Just baiting in T-Corral, my goodness, Rettles can do no wrong at the moment. From nearly no boost, he's passed too. And he's wasted so much extra time off the clock, now off the backboard. Spacestation will happily be here for the rest of the game.
Wow.
Or we might as well go back to the midfield.
Really interesting to see every single player in Spacestation's roster shooting low. We saw Arsenal do it just moments ago. He was trying to catch a pre-jumping shot like Rettles did for his earlier goal this game. Now Typical's done it. Do Spacestation have an idea here that they're going to have lots of pre-jumps from the Soniqs and they're going to try and counter them? I reckon they might be onto something, but Soniqs have got to just stop jumping so high for every single shot. I think it's becoming a bit too obvious. Spacestation are punishing them, and they've completely taken control of this game, ran away with it after going down quite early on. They did concede early in this game off Typical's accidental center ball. But yeah, ever since then, they've been comfortable. It's an easy win in the end for Spacestation Gaming. They're bringing their group stage form into the knockout gauntlet.
Yeah, it looks like Leaf Turtle had about 30 seconds of happiness in that game, and then the rest of it just slowly got away from him. But I do have to agree with you guys. It looks like Spacestation have weaponized the respect that Soniqs have got for them. The fact that they are going up so quickly that they expect Spacestation to just be there as quick as possible. You're getting those pre-jumps. And so, you know, Spacestation aren't rushing it at the moment. There's at no point we've really looked at it. Yes, for that third goal, we had all three players of Spacestation in the other side of the field, but it still wasn't an overcommit. Spacestation are taking their time and they're picking away at their chances.
Yeah, they've done very well. They've made life very difficult for Soniqs, and like you said, Soniqs, they are expecting quick, fast, direct play from Spacestation at times where Spacestation are actually slowing the ball down. They're taking extra touches on the ball. So it's up to Soniqs to adapt to that. They need to realize, okay, Spacestation are actually trying to bait us in. They're trying to wait for us to do things like pre-jumps or rush challenges and then outplay us after the fact. So it's about just waiting to see what happens and then reacting to it when you play against SSG. They're just too hard to predict.
Definitely so. Now it's just been a bit of a gallery of chances for Spacestation, getting so many of them, and most of them drop into this player, Rettles. As soon as he's off the ball, instantly goes hunting for another player. Always up to something is Rettles. Now into the midfield, drops it over to Arsenal. Back over to Typical, still with Rettles up in support. There's not much boost, but Typical's got plenty of it. Off the backboard, and T-Corral will get rid. Nice double tap. So finally get rid of it. And it lasted all for about 5 seconds before Spacestation are out looking for another chance.
That's good defense on that attack, though, from Soniqs. A good challenge, nice early on the air dribble, and then the huge wall clear from Roldiz. Really clipped it perfectly, made sure not to hit it upwards into the ceiling as well. And I'm just looking out for more of these positions where mind games are being threatened. That's where I think Spacestation look the most dangerous, when they can get the ball under control. And there's another one. Typical just lets the ball do the work for him. He's not had to do anything to get it past the defender. Now a complete miss coming out from Shock. He's all over the place, and Spacestation advance once again. Roldiz finally gets a bit of control for Soniqs in this position. T-Corral likewise. Now a chance for Roldiz. That's open. Oh, he sends it wide. Didn't quite get the read right and ended up on the wrong side of the ball.
And the problem is that there's, you know, 2 levels of getting that wrong. There's the one where it bounces and still available for your teammates. Shock will get rid. There's the other one that you get right there where there is just no follow-up for the rest of your team. That was the flick. Roldiz has to control this. Buy his team a bit of time to get their boost and get themselves back out. It's a very similar story to the last one. You get the feeling that Spacestation are in control. But, you know, their lack of rush for these goals does mean that the game is up in the air still, and Soniqs, we know how dangerous they can be, but we don't know where their shooting sits at the moment, and whether or not they can actually convert the chances that come to them.
Yeah, there haven't been, you know, too many opportunities for Soniqs, and the one best shot they had was way wide from Roldays. I don't know if they're going to get any other looks at open nets from SSG. And in terms of SSG's offense, they just look so calm. They look so composed. They have no respect for the challenges of Soniqs. Multiple mind games being executed every single game here. That's really impressive to see at this level. No other team really plays such a ground-based game with this many mind games involved and makes it work every time. Spacestation, they do it consistently.
Looking towards the backboard, Roldays pinches it straight to the ceiling. Great follow-up as well. Here's T Corral against Rattles, takes the shot, it's just a little wide. And there is no follow-up. Right now, Soniqs not happy to send the house for a chance. And instead, they almost conceded.
Wow.
Roldays scrambles back, but here comes the cavalry. All of Spacestation, they look at this as their opportunity. Off the backboard one more time. T Corral just gathers it up, slows the play down. What great play here defensively from T Corral.
Yeah, much better from Soniqs than the last game. Still, they look like they're under pressure. It just feels like a matter of time before Spacestation get a goal here. Now here comes Soniqs. They've been shut out at the near post by Sypical and Arsenal. Here's the transition from SSG. T Corral's going to be there for it. Arsenal just letting his presence be known before leaving, and that kind of ball pressure is important. It's what's giving Spacestation so much territory to work with here. Every single time you'll notice they're driving up, letting Soniqs see them, and then just turning around and staying relevant in the play. It's relentless pressure. Booster being stolen away now. It's getting difficult for Soniqs to hold on.
Roldays with only 18 boost, wins one challenge. He's got back up for the second one, but nobody was going forward for it. Instead, Spacestation still has the reserve. Roldays missed it! Oh, dearie me, after such a good defensive stand.
Oh, no.
That's the most painful way it could have gone.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. He had 100 boosts as well. Roldays. Okay, well, I can only hope he can have a bit of a laugh at that one, be rolling on the floor laughing and not, you know, curling back into a ball in bed after in shame. But here he comes now, T Corral. Roldays is back up. They need to just move on from that. Mistakes happen. They've felt the pressure. They just know that Spacestation Gaming are going to be lining up, queuing up to shoot these kind of shots at them. But they've not been able to handle that pressure at all. And, you know, the clearest example of it right there.
17 seconds left. And not even a chance to get into the orange side of the field. This has been utter territorial domination by Spacestation Gaming. There you go. There was a brief moment in the orange side of the field, and you're looking like that's going to be the only one they get. Sypical off the backboard. He wants one more. They want to put this game without a shadow of a doubt.
Could be.
Yeah,
mistake,
maybe a little bit too overconfident here, Spacestation. They've now got themselves a chance, and Shock, yeah, just drops that straight towards the backboard.
Yeah, Spacestation, they're so composed, they're so calm that they're not even worried about keeping the ball up in, you know, a 1-goal game, 0-second situation. On the contrary, the panic from Soniqs every single time that they're having to clear the ball, you know, avoid the, you know, pre-jumps, just try and keep things composed in defense. It's like night and day here. I mean, Spacestation is showing their class, they're showing their experience, and Soniqs, they've just got to calm down. I think both games we've seen, you know, wild pre-jumps in game one for no real reason, and now in this second game, it's all gone wrong. I do wonder if maybe Roldays is still thinking back to that technically open net miss. It's a difficult angle, but it is an open net miss. Because yeah, that miss there at the end is criminal. It's not something you're allowed to, not a mistake you're allowed to make at this level, especially when there's not really any pressure on the ball. So let's see if Roldays and Soniqs can step it up here. They need to, or else they're going to be swept by Spacestation Gaming.
Yeah, for Spacestation, this has just been business as usual for them. Really making it known that really respect what the Soniqs have done on the field all too far. Corral tries to go underneath, but Sypical will win it. And wiped out for his troubles. a little bit more of that needed here from the Soniqs. Get physical, ruin that rotation, maybe get the boost away. As we see for the first time in quite some time, a little bit of an offensive push. Typical takes it towards the wall. T-Corel, early challenge. A diving challenge from Roldiz. Couldn't quite get there in time. But compared to what we have seen previously, at least it's a little bit of positivity from this team.
Yeah, if Soniqs can bounce back from this, oh dear, already looking a bit jumpy. But if they can find a way, if they can dig out of this hole, I'll be very impressed. It doesn't look like they've changed their stance at all that we already saw there. Roldiz is flying right by a challenge, missing completely, and Rattles is just on another level right now. This is the best from Rattles we've seen all season. How about that for an angle? Look at the power as well. Spacestation are speedrunning this upper gauntlet.
And the fact that he's just parked there, waits for it. He knows that the pass is going to get to him. Spacestation Gaming on another level at the moment. 4 minutes left. Roldiz up. Just can't get any further. Right, just don't play against Rattles at the moment. Oh my goodness.
I mean, how on earth he tackles an air dribble and collects the ball. It's like a handoff. Rattles has just caught the air dribble and carried it on himself.
Yeah, you know, Rattles' favorite teammate, Rattles.
Probably. If he could clone himself, I think he would. But one Rattles is definitely enough. I think most of us would agree. It's enough for Soniqs at least. They can't handle one today. How on earth are they going to handle more? And, I don't see it. Really, I don't. There's a long time left in this game, but they've had no signs of calming down. Every time Spacestation attack, Soniqs are in a panic. And whenever Soniqs come forward, Spacestation are just... well, they are composure. Look at them again.
Wow.
Sending vicious shots on target, but that one is saved. If nothing else for Soniqs, these games have been competitive in the scorelights. They've not been blowouts.
You've said that. Oh, wait a second. Off the backboard. No one's there to challenge. Oh, it bounced into Shock. Still available. That's the crossbar. Third time's the chance. T-Corel sees the shot saved by Arsenal. Oh, dearie me. Nothing will go right for the Soniqs, and that might have been the chance.
Oh, that's just a heartbreaker. Nothing is going Soniqs' way today. You know, this is only the start of their day, though. If they do lose this, they'll be into the lower knockout gauntlet for another go, trying to get to playoffs for a second regional in a row. They are capable. You know, there's not been too much of a difference between these two teams. I think it's just purely about the mentality for them. Spacestation are just... they've got ice in their veins today. They are not feeling at all pressured. And the Soniqs, who are definitely the underdogs here, look like they're crumbling. T-Corel, hard shot, saved by Typical. Now it's not clear though. Roldiz follows up, but he's also going to hit the bar. Typical again though, clears down the middle. These clears are not helping our SSG. T-Corel, but he sends a shot wide. And just like that, the attack fizzles.
The backboard, Typical can take his time. Bounce up as high as possible. Rattles will be beat to the ball. That's the first time I've said that all series, but T-Corel would like to try and see a few more times. Typical almost managed to just duck it in between. Oh, don't want to hit the ceiling when you go for those clear battles. That does give the advantage over to Spacestation. Typical gets through, has Rattles in support off the crossbar, but he will get so much more fortunate than the Soniqs did.
Like I said earlier, Rattles, he just can't do anything wrong today. I mean, how does he get back to this ball after hitting the bar on the open net? Well, it wasn't entirely open, but you know, with the positioning of the Soniqs goalkeeper, for a player like Rattles, it may as well have been open. And he just can't miss. Everything he does works out for him. When is this streak gonna end? If it doesn't end, then I think North America have got problems. Spacestation Gaming are back.
Oh, here is Rattles one more time. Fakes it out. This time Shock able to read it. On the rare times that we haven't seen them jump to the fake. Here comes Shock one more time. Rattles already perched over on the backboard. see the confidence. Spacestation, you know, usually when we see teams hold players downfield, it's midfield. Grab the midfield boost, sit yourself over on that wall. You're ready for the pass. Spacestation have gone one step beyond that. They're now stealing the back boosts of their opponents and just sitting over there.
Yeah, they've just got no respect, and I don't think that Soniqs have done anything in this series to earn the respect of Spacestation Gaming. Spacestation are going to keep driving up to them and not really being afraid of hard clears, not being afraid of counterattacks, because Soniqs haven't shown them that they're capable of pulling these things off with consistency. Their shots as well have been unfortunately inaccurate, and that is going to be a 3-0 sweep with Spacestation advancing to the final day of the competition through the upper half of the knockout goal line. That's key because they've got a great seed for themselves here, and they've looked good while doing it. I mean, are Spacestation just that good this tournament that they're making their opponents look bad? Because they did this yesterday, and they've done it again today. They're making out all these top-tier teams who have done very well in recent events, look on a totally different level. Not even close.
They've made them look slow.
Especially.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to gauge in Rocket League when you look at a game like this and just go, all right, is the team being fast or is the other team being slow? I think in this one, you know, Soniqs' panic just in general made them look slow because they've got to recover, they've got to do all the rest of it. But they are still in the tournament. That is the better part of getting the top 2 spot that they did manage during the group stage. And they'll be playing either RGB or version 1 later on. That series is currently happening over at twitch.tv/UGC. Yeah, that's an interesting match no matter what. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that later on in the broadcast as we head over to a quick break.